Today in this video, let's take a look at another type of European musket and its lock mechanism. As always, it features a rear musket type and a rear lock. Today, the main subject is the Escopeta, a firearm from Spain. According to the dictionary, Escopeta refers to a type of short firelock musket. Nowadays, examples of surviving escopetas can be easily found online. Typically, this kind of muzzleloader is believed to have been produced in the 18th century, but some may date as far back as the 16th century, and they were probably used well into the early 19th century. As a result, they often have a long and complex history. This also means they might not function smoothly today, since some of their iron components may have rusted over time. Additionally, during the years when Spain maintained many colonies, the escopeta may have served as a military or self-defense weapon for colonists. Therefore, the number of escopetas produced might far exceed what we imagine, and many of these Spanish firearms likely ended up scattered across the world, making them very difficult to trace today. When we first encounter this gun, I believe you will also notice its distinctive fire lock. This lock is our second main subject. Typically, this type of mechanism is known as the Miquelet lock, or in Spanish, llave de Miquelete, llave española, or llave de rastrillo. In the next part, let's focus on the origin of the Miquelet lock. It likely dates back to the 16th century, an era known as the Spanish Golden Age, or Siglo de Oro in Spanish. This was also the time when the great writer Miguel de Cervantes lived. When we look at the Miquelet lock, many people may wonder whether it is the same as a snap lock, or if the two mechanisms are related. That's a good question. The Miquelet lock is actually a distinctive form of a snap lock, originally developed as a flint against steel ignition system. The term Miquelet lock wasn't recorded until the 19th century, long after the mechanism first appeared in the 16th century, and its origin remains uncertain. However, we can still find many regional variants across the Iberian Peninsula, each with its own name. For example, the Portuguese version is called Badula de Iberian, while the Catalonian Valencian version is known as Palea de Badalena in Catalan. It says that the Spanish Miquelet lock was commissioned by Emperor Carlos V after the failed Augeas expedition in 1541. Another clue can be found in the book Guerras Civiles de Granada, which means the civil wars of Granada, where the author Gines Perez de Ita uses the phrase su escopeta de rastrillo. As we mentioned earlier, rastrillo is one of the names for the Spanish Miquelet lock, llave de rastrillo. This thing takes place during the rebellion of Albigeros, which occurred between 1568 and 1571. Therefore, the escopeta and the Miquelet lock likely originate at least as early as the 1560s to 1570s, or perhaps even earlier, possibly between the 1540s and the 1570s. As we've seen, the Miquelet lock have different names in different regions, which suggested that it was not exclusive to Spain. In fact, if we take a broad view of the world, the Miquelet lock actually spread quite far. As one also notes, it was to Arabia and Tartary, and from there to Russia that the new Spanish lock found its way. You might remember the Mongolian snaplock musket we discussed earlier. If this author's inference is correct, it would explain why Mongolian snaplocks appear to share certain features with the Spanish Miquelet lock. This would represent a surprisingly long and the fascinating paths of development across regions and cultures. The main users of the typical Miquelet log were likely people living around the Mediterranean and the Black Sea regions. As this map shows, the description of Miquelet logs nearly encircles both the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. Although these logs share a generally similar form across different regions, careful observation reveals that each has unique features. This phenomenon may also point to the existence of a distinct regional firearms culture, characterized by localized style and innovation embedded with them. So, this is today's video, and thank you for watching. Hope you can like this video. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye.